Two questions. What does it mean to be a man? What did he look like? She answered, if you want to know what he looks like, just look in the mirror. In the mirror, I saw him as me, and me as him. Charles William Thomas Sr. and Charles William John Thomas Jr. As a kid, I hated him and his name. As a young man, I didn't understand Charles, and I doubted Thomas. Thus began my journey to get to know a man I'd never met nor seen before. When I found him, I trapped him in a jar and placed him on my altar to be worshipped in expectations. I expected you to be there, to play catch with me, to teach me. Teach me about cars, sports, girls, teach me how to be a man. Instead, I was left tied to my mother. Beautiful and courageous, she loved me, fought for me, pushed me to be, but she could not initiate me. I cut the apron strings and chose the path of men. I pledged an African men's society, Ikim Kanji, and I joined 13-year-old boys in their rites of passage. I struggled, fasting, hunting, walking endless miles, and I endured. I suffered the pain of 8 cuts on my back, and I endured. I released the ghost of my boyhood, the ghost of my father. I released the pain of being a fatherless boy. I accepted Thomas, I understood Charles. But my initiation did not include a manual on being a husband or a good father, a formula for loving unconditionally. Luckily, I have Isaiah, the prophet, my oldest son, to teach me all about love, anger, and forgiveness. I call this image the truce. I also have reflections of beautiful men in my life to teach me about hard work, endurance, and providing for your family. I see my reflections in every man, but in particular, I see my reflection in every black man. I see my reflection in every black man who's smiling and enjoying the moment with his son, or playing catch with his daughter. I see my reflection in every black man holding hands with his wife, sharing his strengths and his weaknesses, his dreams, his fears, and sharing his unconditional love. I see my reflection in every black man that reaches back and gives back, acting as a mentor, a man tutor, a guide, uplifting boys, fatherless boys, uplifting men, fatherless men. I see my reflection in every black man that seeks guidance, who prays and meditates, and who knows that he has not all the answers, but is wise enough to stop and wander and ponder all the possibilities that are beyond his full understanding. I see my reflection in every black man who stands strong for his family, guarding and protecting their love, honoring and praising his relationships. As black men, we are artists, representing and challenging the status quo, questioning the system, lending our voices, our words, and images to the underrepresented and the quote-unquote underserved. We are poets, directors, entrepreneurs. We are leaders in our field, leaders and healers in our community, working to enlighten and lift souls to a whole new level of expression. We are grandfathers, pop-pops, poppy, granddad, papa. We are feeding the next generation and sharing our love and aspirations. But unfortunately, we are also prisoners to a system that fears us. Black men are prisoners to a system that is within us, that fears and doubts and misunderstands. Some of us are uninitiated, fatherless fathers who do not know ourselves, who are not led nor fed by men. We are alone, cast aside. So we struggle, we fail, we fall. I see myself in these black men as well. But it's time to fully emerge, time to rise up and be transformed by our struggles. It is time to be the men we are destined to be, the leaders of our children, wives, and families. It's time for black men to rebuild community with intention, opening our heart, minds, and hands to the wisdom of our elders and to our own inner wisdom. It's a new age. Some say it's the age of Aquarius, the age of man in harmony with woman, man in harmony with nature, man in harmony with himself. It is a new age, and it's time to pass it on. I knew he was mine, as was his breath, taken with the ease of habit, a memory only lightly dusted, recovered as quickly as sight, made painless by flickering candles in an otherwise dark, cold room. And with the warmth, with the lavender and the tight circle of bodies, armed with smiles and welcoming kisses, embraced ready, I basked in the security of my own arms and looked into my eyes with recognition and love. Thank you.